gentlemen, welcome to this round of the OS Wars. Today our two systems will go head to head to see who has the greatest ability to be customized in terms of hardware, interface, and software. But before we begin, a quick story. So there it was, guys. It was about a year ago, and I decided I needed a new computer for my workshop. Now, I really wanted a small form factor, and because I had some OS X specific software I wanted to run, I wanted it to be a Mac, right? So, in that case, what does that mean? Mac Mini. But, you know what? I didn't need an optical drive, I didn't need a FireWire, I didn't care what it looked like since it was just going in basically a garage. So, you know, the Mini would have been a complete waste of money for me. So, what does that mean? Well, time to Hackintosh, right? Now, I built Hackintoshes before, but when I did it before, I kind of, you go on the forums, you find the parts that work best to turn into a Hackintosh, and you make it happen. I found it a lot more difficult starting with specific requirements that I wanted for this machine. Like, for example, I wanted a mini ITX board because I wanted that small form factor, building components on top of that, and then making sure that they would actually work with OS X. Now, it turned out to be a lot more difficult than I thought, and not even worth it. So what I ended up doing was just buying a NetTop that ran Windows, and then finding an alternate version of the software that I was using that would do the same thing and work with Windows. So I think that's a problem that a lot of people run into out there. It's not that they happen to love Windows and hate OS X, it's that Windows is really their only option for the specific needs they have for their computer.
I know this is an obvious point, guys, but I really want to hammer this one home. So let's do a quick search for Windows PC here on Amazon. You see I get over 2,000 results. PCs of all shapes and sizes you can possibly want running Windows. Let's go ahead and do the same thing, but with Macintosh. 42 results, and that includes really old models. This really illustrates one of the biggest problems people have with OS X, and that it's nearly impossible to get it on the exact type of machine that you want, even if you're willing to go the Hackintosh route. You never have this problem with Windows. Of course, customizing is not just about hardware, it's also about interface, and ever since the earliest days of GUIs, people have liked to tweak the systems to meet their personality. Windows wins in this as well. For example, look at this setup I have here. I use a program called Rainmeter to actually customize my interface to match that of the new Windows Phone, which improves my productivity and looks really cool. There's no way to do something like this with OS X. Overlay skins on top of it. In OS X you can tweak things in Terminal or use software such as GeekTool to customize it, but it doesn't even come close to what you can do with Windows. We haven't even gotten into making changes to the underlying system, but I don't think we need to. This is an obvious dominating win for Windows. This win for Windows, however, does come at a price, and that's something we'll talk about in a future round of our OS battle here on TechnoBuffalo. One last thing before I go, your question to answer in the comments this week is that do you feel Apple should license OS X to other computer makers?